Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today in this live session I am going to share with you the very good Python tips which will supercharge your data analysis very fast. Okay, so I will share many methods we don't use it in a for most oftenly on daily basis, but when you are doing the data analysis, this is going to be help you a lot. So stay with me till the end of this live session. And if you have any question, feel free to drop a comment in the chat. I'm happy to help. So let me share my screen. All right. Okay. So this is the I am going to start your Python tips to supercharge your data analysis effort, right? Either you are learning or either you are a professional, this live session is going to be perfect for everyone. Okay, so let's start with the use pandas for fast data manipulation. Okay, I have import here library that is the time it, so I can show you the difference between the execution time of your the methods we are using the pandas. Okay, so here the first one method is load your CSV file with the py arrow engine of the pandas. If you have a very big data set and you want to read the CSV file, this is going to faster your 10 time with the as comparison to the normal loading of your CSV file. Now look at this. I have imported the pandas as a PD here. This is your instance. This is your read underscore CSV. This is my train data. And then I have passed this parameter engine is equal to your py arrow, and you will run it like this way. Okay, now this is just loading. If you want to look at the data set, we can just do this. Okay, so this is your data set, but right now you don't know how much time it took for the execution, right? So now I have write the more written here more code comparison with or without your py arrow in the pandas. Look at this code now. So I import your time library here. This is the start time or time.time. You don't need to do this. This is just to so you can understand the difference between with or without your py. Okay, so that's why I'm using this library. So here we are loading this train data set, and this is here. This is without your engine py arrow, and this is with engine. Okay, so we will rerun this. Now look at the difference. So without py arrow, it is taking your 0.0135 seconds. But if you are using the py arrow, it is just loading your file so fast. It's only 0.0049. So if you are facing the problem to download your CSV file and you want to read it very fast using pandas, then you just only need to add this parameter. Engine is equals to py arrow. That's it. It will help you to load your file very faster. And now you can use the vectorized here operations instead of loops. I know we sometimes we use the loops, right? You try to use the loops like nested loop, single loop, right? When you want to do some calculation, mathematical calculation, but avoid it, don't use it. Okay, instead of that, panda itself give you the very good facility. You just need if you want to create a new column by the two time multiplication of your this column, that is a battery power, so you can avoid the loop. If you are going to use a loop, it will slow down your process. So you can directly multiply two times your this column and create a new column. That's it. Okay, so look at this. So we can see here as well, or we can download it here only. So here we go. Look at this. So it create a new column, okay, and it multiply your battery power with the two and create this new column. So when you can use it in the real time, if you are working with your data set and you need to create a new column, you want to do some calculation with it, I have given you the one method, right? This is just multiplication. It can be any method, right? Maybe you want to take the average of the column and you want to create the new column. Maybe you are just doing the addition of the two column, and addition of that two columns you are creating the third new column, right? So this is depend upon your requirement, but avoid the loops. My goal is to just tell you the shortcuts, okay, so you can fast your data analysis. And then we will talk about the here filter rows efficiently, how you can use it, how you can do the fast filtration on your pandas during this one. So this is, you can create the one your data frame, that is your filter data frame is equals to df square bracket. Here I'm passing the df again inside it because I want to do some comparison, okay. So again we will use here your comparison operator. This is the, you can say, greater than operator. Whatever value is greater than this 1800, it filter out all data. So now it will filter out all data greater than value 1800 of the battery power, okay. So we have the column here, the battery power is this one. So it will show you all values with the after the filtration which is greater than your 1800. So you can use it in real time, like for example, if you have the student profile data or maybe you have a stock market data set, right? So you want to filter out over the specific month, right? Maybe over the specific date, then you can use these methods. So Panda is giving you this facility. It is very easy and you can apply the filter using these one. So this is called filter rows efficiently, okay. And then we have a speed up computation with NumPy. How you can do that? If you instead of using your list for faster operation, you can use the NumPy array. You can convert your, if you have the like the extraction of the data into the form of the list, so instead of applying any calculation on that, you can use the numpy array. First convert your list into numpy, and then you can apply the vectorized your operation on this, like we did above, right? We were applying directly onto the pandas. You can, if sometime you have the like the data in the form of dictionary in a one column, you have the data nested list in the your column, and you want to do some calculation on that, at that time just convert it into numpy array and just do the calculation whatever you want to do. It is much faster than your simple your list calculations, okay. So this is one of the another method. Now you can also avoid the loops with broadcasting. This is very important. Like for example, you have the, we are generating the random data, right? And here you want to multiply your whole matrix with the 10, right? So this is, you can use the avoid the loop. Otherwise, what is the other method? You will use a loop, right? You will first fetch out the like the elements one by one, and then you will write a code to multiply it. You will create either a new column or you are replacing the same data column with the value, right? So this is again three piece of code or four line of code. Here you are doing only with the one line. This is a fast computation, okay, and it will help you to process your data analysis again very faster than your normal data analysis operations, okay. And then this is the polars for large data sets. This is very popular. This is very faster than your pandas. This is going to be very useful if you have the data on the large scale, okay. So how, maybe you have the here, this is, I'm just doing this simple filtration. This is, I have a trained data. I'm using, you need to import polars as pl. You will create the instance. This is not this is a like from your polars library. This is not pandas. This is much faster than your pandas, okay. And then you can read the CSV file using polars, and you can apply the filter function df.filter. You can see it's very faster, very easy. You only need to use the filter here. Above you were just using the operators, right? Greater than on the column, and then you were filtering the data. Here it is giving you the direct option here, PL dot column price range greater than 50. And then it will show you the data after the filtration. The price range above greater than 50, it will show only the result. So there is only, it is showing the only one result. Here we go, price range. So this is showing the range up to the 64. Okay, and then here we have, this is, I have created the new example using the polar, right, where you can do the comparison how faster the your filtration using the polars and the pandas. I have created the million rows record here, this one. And then first I have written the data with the time library, pandas filtration and polar filtration. Okay. So when you will run it, okay, so it will show you the difference. Look at this. The pandas filtration time is your here 0.0355 seconds, but your polar's filtration time is only 0.571. Okay, so this means your here it is showing you the pandas is faster than this one. Okay, but for if you are going to create a more bigger, like the larger data sets, your polar will be very faster. Let me here restart this session and run all. Okay, I think it is picking up the data from the your previous one. So that's why it is not showing the correct result. So let me check it out again. Okay, now this is working correct. Okay, so this is sometime because I have ran the above values using the polars, something in the cache. So we have restart the session. So now look at the difference. Your pandas filtration on the million records, it is taking 0.798 seconds. And your polars filtering time is 0.0585 seconds. And your polar is faster by 0.0213 seconds. So that's why if you go with the your polar for filtration, for loading the data, if you have a million of records, right? I have created the millions of record dummy data. Maybe you have the real time data set, you can try, and you just let me know if it is working well with your millions of record file. Okay, you can use both and check the using the time library. Just check the execution time, how much faster your polar library is than your pandas. Okay, and then we have the use matplot at Seaborn for quick visuals. We all know Seaborn has a less piece of code when we are drawing the graph, right? So here we have created the just the data np random for the RAM, the value between 4 GB to 64 GB for 1000 samples. And then we are using the SNS histogram plot, right? Now look at this. It is creating this histoplot. Okay, this is very faster. This is just one line of code. It will create it. I'm using the combination of my matplot as well. But if you want, you don't want to add the extra things, you can just create simply using the histoplot SNS as well with the line v1 code. And if you want to change the style as well, you can use the dark grid here as well. So it will give you this dark grid background behind it. So this means your SNS is very good visualization library. I have explained it very well in detail in my visualization, like the which graph is good for what kind of the data set. I have used this library. And if you missed that like the video, I will share the link in the description box. You can watch that video as well. Okay, and then we have a automate repetitive analysis task. Okay, so if you have like in real time, you want to do some calculation, you are, let's say, more than two columns in your data set, you want to apply the same method on each column. Maybe you want to, let's say you have a one column, your the students total marks, right? And another column you have the student marks according like in science subject, and the next column is for math subject. Now you want to take a average, right? On some scenario based like the your requirement. Instead of doing this thing with the loose code, I would suggest create a function. Okay, this is very good. You can create a one function, just name it with the average underscore your columns, and then you can write down the three piece of code, like the you can take the average of your total marks of the student, and then the next you want to take the average of your science subject, and then math. So you can do everything under one roof. Then you don't need to call this like the three your code piece of code again and again. You just call this function wherever you want in your whole file. It will perform all operations in a one go. So this is very very useful functions when you want to like do the automate repetitive analysis task. Okay, here I'm using it for the describe method. This method we use when we want to look at the statistics of overall like the features exist in your data set. Okay, this is very very powerful method, and if you want you can declare this only one time instead of just saying normally like this. Usually we do like this, right? We just say ds dot describe, right? We don't use any function. But maybe you are working with more than two files in your like your file, right? In the same your notepad, right? Your Jupyter notebook. In that case, you can create a function. Only you need to do one thing. You here you need to change the data frame name according to your all three different data frames. Okay, but you can call this a summarize underscore data every time. It will show you the result according to your data frame. Okay, for that you can use the conditional statement for the different data frames, but you can create a one single function. As I have already given you the one more example, your three columns, your total score, science score, and math score. Same with this one. Okay, so this is very powerful functions method. And then you can automate the reports with Pandas profiling method. This is one of my favorite method. This is very useful. Okay, instead of manually you are looking for each column of your data frame, right? You want to know data type, you want to know the percentage of missing value, you want to know the statistics of each column. You just simply use here Pandas profiling method. You need to import the profile report from the package y data underscore profiling. If you are importing it first time, it if it give you error no module exists, then you can install it. Okay, and then run it. Here I have created this data frame, and now we will here generate the profile report passing the your data frame explorative and true. It will explore your whole data frame in a one report. I will show you. Okay, and then it will just display the report in Jupyter notebook. Then you need to use this method. Okay, to underscore notebook dot iframe, and then you can create the HTML file as well, so you can download it if you want to like have a meeting with your stakeholder, you want to show something to them, then this is the easiest way you can create the file very quickly. Okay, now look at the results. See, it is giving you the all like the number of variables 3, number of observation is 7, missing cell is 2, missing cells 9.5%, duplicate row is 0, total size in the memory is these, numeric categorical 2 type of the variables, right? And then it is showing you the correlation, missing values, minimum, maximum. It is showing you, see how beautiful this is, right? It is showing you the each value, their quantile statistics, descriptive statistics. You can check the every value in detail of your each single your variable in the exist in your data set, right? You don't need to look at it in manually. It's a just 1 second task and everything is good to go. And you can have the like a look very clearly. Look at this common values, characters, right? It is clearly telling you most occurring characters NYLA, percentage of that, right? It is also drawing the correlation, showing you the correlation graphs, missing value, age, how much missing value it contains, 6, salary 6, city 7. This is so beautiful, right? So this method is very, very powerful. So till so far, you have learned the main 8 tricks how you can fasten your, like the supercharge your data analysis. While you are doing the data analysis, how you can explore faster, how you can use the functions for the your auto repetitive task, right? And how you can create your data profiling report very fast using the simple, using the profile report from the pandas, and how the polars methods are very faster than the pandas, how you can use it for the large data sets if you have the million of records, right? And this was all about for over today's live session. If you have any question, you can drop a comment in the comment box. I will see you in the next live session. Thank you.